Alright guys, welcome back. So, figured I'd make another quick little video. So, as I said earlier, coins are up, right? Let's see if we can get this to refresh. So I wrote down my coins, ones that we bought, the prices, and so they're up in profit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go set, basically stop limit orders. So if it decides to dump on us, we can lock in some of our profits. Alright, so first one was Tron, TRX. So we bought Tron at, let's see, let's choose this one. We got Tron at 0.033. So right about there, 0.0036. Yep. So as you can see, we bought here, and right now we are sitting here. So about 14%. So now what we're going to do is remember we're up 14%. We don't want it to come down and crash on us. I'm going to play around with the buy side, see if we can figure that out, and we can do that on a live video as well. Maybe we'll try like a 1 minute chart or something like that. That way, if it's coming down toward one of our alerts, we can kind of do the same thing that we're fixing to do on the sell side, but on the buy side. So it'll trigger it if it dips, and then it'll buy us back in. But what we're doing, I'll show you. So we're going to go to a stop limit order. Okay. We want to change this. So remember, we play for free coins, right? I think we went in 25 bucks. So now, I gotta get that out of all this up here. I'm gonna pull that down, grab this one, we're gonna move it. Gonna move it down a little further. So this one here, the stop price, is the trigger. But we want to leave it some breathing room, because remember, we're hoping that it's gonna shoot, push up toward this 40, 41. So we don't want it to squeeze us out right away. So we're gonna set the trigger. Let's set the trigger about right here, about 37. And we'll set this about 36. And now we can go ahead. So if it does come and squeeze us out, I wonder if it'll let us change this again to 25. Alright, so as you can see right now, we have, remember, we're doing this to gain, basically accumulate free coin. So we have 723. If it comes down, it'll trigger here. Okay, so if price comes down, triggers. This we're telling Coinigy that this is the lowest price that we want to get out at. But so what happens? We'll go ahead and place it. Okay, so what happens is it comes down, hits the trigger. Coinigy's system will try and get us as close to the trigger as it can before it hits this. I hope that makes sense. So basically we're telling Coinigy once it hits that trigger, get us out as soon as possible before it hits this. So there it is. So now if, while we sleep tonight, if it decides to come down, kind of like what we play our bases, right? If it comes down and it cracks through that trigger, Coinigy will get us out for, let's see, we might have to zoom in here a little bit. Let's see. So if we butt down here, what was it? 0.336. So from about there to about there, so we're still looking at 11%, almost 11.5% gain. But we want to leave it some breathing room because we're hoping that it will continue upward. All right. Next one of my favorites, EOS. So EOS we bought in 775. See if we can get it. Bam, somewhere around there. To 775. We're 14. It actually ran up, broke the $9 mark for 18. So again, we want to lock some of that in. I'm just going to throw that on there. Got to pull this down. Got to pull this down. I'll move this over. Oh, I didn't want to grab it. I'm going to grab this. So we're going to put that there. I'm going to put this right down here, about where our alert is. See, so now I just got to play around with this because it should technically be the opposite, right? So you would put your stop here, and then the price that you're most willing to pay here. So you could technically kind of work them together, right? Saying, hey, we want to take this profit and get out, but if it takes us out, we want to buy back in down here. Not that I would do that here, but on that bottom bounce where we bought in on the 775, we could have preset all that up, went to bed. Then we might not, you know, we probably would have filled that XRP in the quantum orders. But as you know, if you've been watching the videos, we missed out on those. Alright, so again here, let me change this to 25. So if it does fall down and squeeze us out, basically we'll gain 0.2 for EOS. Moving on. Okay, so IOTA, we got in 94 cents. This one doesn't seem to be doing as hot, but that's okay. Profit's profit. About 5%. But the reason why I never go all in on one coin. You know, like as you notice, I was doing $25 buys. Because what if I would have went, you know, say $50 on EOS and $50 on IOTA, right? And $10 on Tron, and Tron was the one that got the 20% gain, and these got the 5s. So split. I like to split it up just a little bit. I'll just do that, just because we just need these to move them around. I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to push that. What did we buy at? 94. This one doesn't seem to be moving that fast, so we can go a little tighter here, I think. The coins that are moving big moves, you want to give yourself a little buffer between these two. I can't remember how much. Let's see what happens. So we have 27. It'll sell 26. Remember, we're just out to gain the free coin anyways. This one here hasn't really moved at all, I don't think. So let's see where we bought. 132. So we're actually, this one we might just want to hold on to. Apparently, I think this one we bought a little bit early before we bought the EOS and stuff, so we didn't catch the bottom quite as much. But if you think it's going to do one of these, then you can still set up your stop loss. So you lose $1 or $2 versus something like this, and you lose half of it. This one I've been kind of watching all day, but as you can see, it hasn't really done a whole lot. We can set this one up too, that's fine. We bought it 32. So well, you got a little jump there, did you see it? Might have to zoom in, I guess. Can't see not too much stuff cluttered up there. Yeah, we'll just set it up in case it takes hard crash. We'll just get us out. And then this one. Alright, ONT. Right, ONT. We bought down here. Where did we get it? I think ONT and ICX are the two that we bought early. And then Tron, EOS, IOTA are the ones that we bought later on after they had came down just a hair more. Actually, these ones we could probably just hold on to too. but I don't think they're coming down. Usually when the market moves, let's see if we sell 100%. Won't even let us do 100%. We just click on that. Alright, I'll show you. So let's come over here. Alright, so we came down. Oh, we went up a little bit, came down. Usually when the market moves, from here, we go to there. Let's see. That's 20 hours. Oh, here we go. My bad. Okay. So we'll just pick this candle here to there. 2 days. Remember, it's all about finding the pattern, right? Came down, went up, came down. Go that same one. 3 days. And you can do that on almost all of these. Let's go find Bitcoin. So if we squeeze this together, so you can, it's all out like this, kind of mumbo jumbo. We squeeze it. Now you can see the moves a little better, right? Again, let's take a look. So from here to here, it's a day, 2 days. Now we kind of went sideways and down a little bit, right? Over here, look, again, there's 2 days. From here to there, oh, 2 days. And this is all today. Well, that is 2 days. We had a little, oh yeah, we did have a little push up last night. Right, which might have been this. Let's see. 722, 23. Just bring this back. 2 days. There you go. See? 2 days. This here, that was 6 days, but you could break all these little ones down too. Now why did I just look at that? Remember our base? This was our last big push here. Came down, cracked it. Excuse me. And for 6 days, kind of came down, and you could have bought a little more, and then bam, it came over, gave you your exit. And that's pretty much how you set up stop losses. Now, if we get up tomorrow, this could come down a little bit and then turn around and go back up. It won't squeeze us out. And then if this does decide to come up here, say 950, 980, then we just take this guy, we'll just move it up. So you can use the stop losses. There's some apps and some other stuff that have trailing stop losses. So you could just set all this up. So you would set it up a little bit different. You would actually plug in, you know, what are we on, EOS? So we bought a 775. I want to sell at, you know, a 5% gain with a 2% trailing stop loss. And then what happens is once it hits that 5%, it triggers and it will follow the price up as long as it keeps going up. Let's go full screen. Let me clear all that out. So the way a trailing stop loss works, say you buy here and you set to sell 5% gain with a 2% trailing stop loss. So once it came up and it cracked through your 5%, now your sell is triggered. Okay? But remember, it's a trailing stop loss. So it will follow it up. Right here, price stopped. Now it locks that price. Now remember, we did a 2% trailing stop loss, so if it comes down 2%, it will sell. So you gotta kind of be careful with that too. You gotta leave yourself that breathing room. So from there to there, see, you would have got it would have got you out, because if you did the 2% trailing stop loss from the top of that wick there to where price came back down, you're at 2.2%. So it would have sold you off, and then you would have missed all this. So if this actually had a trailing stop loss, I would probably do, well, you can just kind of play around. Some of these normal wicks to this one here is a little bit tougher. That one's 3. So you would have to do, well, if you did a 5% gain with a 5% stop loss, and then all of a sudden the price did one of these, up 5, back 5, basically you would break even. But the trailing stop loss, that's what it's designed for. Triggers at a certain percentage, follows the price up, and then when price comes down to whatever your trailing percent is. Now say it came up, only came down 1.9 and then went up, and you're doing that 2%. Now once price, because remember this is where your price would have stopped following, right? As soon as it moves past there, this will continue to follow it, and then this will follow up behind it. But it's all in that window or the buffer that you allow this to let the chart move without hitting this and selling you off. So kind of like what we set up for our stop loss, other than the fact it will follow it up. Anyways, hope that was helpful, and hopefully tomorrow we will get up and see, you know, another day of green, and we will be looking to probably exit with our $25 that we went in, and just take our free coin and then wait for a pullback and go in again. Anyways, thanks.